Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to day one of the 5 Days of Tea Transformational Challenge. I am so glad that all of you are here right now. This is such an exciting time. I've already seen tons of comments in the chat and the feed for on YouTube and Instagram and also on Facebook. So wherever you are, pop in, wave, say hello, let me know where you are watching from and what you're drinking today. So it might be morning like it is right now for me. It might be afternoon for you. It might be evening from wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much for joining me. And oh, we have some awesome YouTube watchers right now. Hello. So, my name is Jenny. I'm the owner and founder of Sipping Streams Tea Company, and I am doing this free 5-day intensive tea course that will all be about the world of tea, how to steep tea properly, how tea is beneficial for you, the health benefits of tea, different tea recipes, how tea affects the environment, and so much more. So at any time, when you have any questions at all, just think of something, go ahead, write it down below in the chat, in the comments. Taylor, your concierge, will be collecting those questions, those comments, and helping you navigate this free 5 Days of Tea Transformational Challenge. So there is a workbook that you should have all been emailed. There's a workbook here, and this workbook is your guide to this week. You definitely want to download this workbook. So what if you don't have a printer? Well, if you don't have a printer, it is perfectly fine to download this workbook. Hi, Josh. Thank you so much for joining us today, and everybody else on Instagram that I don't know what your names are. Um, Oh, and this guide is super helpful for you because it will be your guide for the week to help you apply your tea knowledge and expertise. It will be good for you so you can enter to win one of our daily prizes. Yes, I'm giving away prizes every single day for people who turn in their homework. So for those of you who are on Instagram or on YouTube, you can email me your homework. For those of you in the Sipping Streams private Facebook group, the Sipping Streams Tea Tribe, you definitely want to go to the unit section. Units will either here or here, depending which version you have of Facebook. And if in the unit section there is the 5 Days of Tea, there'll be a post there that says, post your homework here. When you post your homework, we go over that and you'll be entered. If you do every day's homework, you will be entered to qualify for the free scholarship of the Sipping Streams subscription box experience. That is a whole year worth of tea information, access to all of our classes in our programs, all the behind the scenes interactions with me and training from me as your certified tea specialist and sommelier. And yeah, I'm so glad you're here. Let's see where people are watching from today. Oh yeah, someone said I don't know how to get on Facebook. Maybe Taylor, you can write to them on the YouTube stream on how they can get to Facebook and put the link in there for them, Taylor. That would be great. We've got Michigan in the house. We have Dallas, Texas. We have people in Fairbanks, Alaska. We have people from Michigan. One person's having sunshine green tea. I'm actually having our ginseng oolong. This is one of our award-winning teas. This won second place at the Global Tea Championships, and this is actually one of my favorite teas. Oolongs are personally my favorite category of teas, but I figured I need some energy today. Start us off with a bang, right? We have Eleanor from the UK. Thank you so much for joining us. Let us know what kind of tea you're having today. We have people watching from Fairbanks, Alaska, North Pole, Alaska, and my tea company, Sipping Streams Tea Company, is here in Fairbanks, Alaska. So our time zones are all spread across the globe, as you can see from the people here. Yeah, we have If you're watching us on YouTube or trying to find us on YouTube, you will want to just look up Sipping Streams Tea Company, and I'm going live right there right now. So we're multi-streaming. The only one that sometimes has problems for us is live streaming on Instagram, because for whatever reason on Instagram there's a time limit, and so sometimes we go over limit and then boom, the episode is lost. So you have to watch it live on Instagram, or it might just actually be gone later on. But you can watch the replays. You can watch this episode again tonight, this afternoon, or whatever time you have in order to catch up and answer your questions and things like that. So if you need to watch the replay, it's available on our Sipping Streams YouTube channel. It's also available on our Sipping Streams Facebook group called the Sipping Streams Tea Tribe. And also check in your email box. Look for emails sent from me, from Jenny at sippingstreams.com, because every day we give you a recap of what the tea session was about that day. And I will also be going live again tonight. So I'll be going live again. If you're in the Sipping Streams Tea Tribe private Facebook group, you can hit that link to be watching, so you get notified that I'm going live. And I also already posted the episode that will be happening tonight, the session that will be happening tonight, and you don't want to miss it because it's not the same content at all. The information that I'll be going over tonight will be a lot more casual, but a lot more demonstrative of the world of tea. We'll be going over different types of teas that are out there that you might not have thought of that is tea. So I hope you're ready right now. A lot of people like sencha. Yeah, awesome. Hi, Tammy. Oh, hello, Emma from Norway. Thank you so much for watching us. So I hope you got your workbook in here. So you don't have to print it. You can actually just download it onto your computer and take screenshots of it if you want, or you could type in your answers from your homework from today's session to be entered to win our grand prize. But tomorrow I will also be giving away a prize, and that will be this really, really cute tea set. And it's one of the very first tea sets that I ever had. It's one of my personal tea sets that you get a chance to win by turning in your homework, today's session homework, by emailing it to me or putting it in the units section on the Sipping Streams Tea Tribe private Facebook group. Tonight, because the morning sessions are so packed and I have this habit of forgetting who the winner is, or not forgetting who the winner is, but forgetting to announce the winner, I'm actually going to announce today's winner in tonight's session. So don't miss that session. You'll definitely want to be a part of it. Oh, hey Sharon, thanks for watching us. She's drinking the golden tips Assam. Very nice, very nice. So here we go with today's session. All right. So you should be looking at day 1 of your 5 days of tea. And today's focus is on the goodness of tea. On the goodness of tea. So how good tea benefits you and your finances. Did you ever think about that? Did you think about how inexpensive really good quality tea is? You might think, oh my goodness, it's so expensive. Did you know in the end, a really good cup of tea can cost about 10 cents? Like in US dollars. I don't know what it is in Norway, but it's so inexpensive. It was way cheaper than a cup of coffee or a cup of juice or anything like that. So how do you make a proper cup of tea? So we've already had questions, lots of questions from people like you who have submitted your questions. And for those of you who have already submitted your questions, and some of you said, hey, I want to learn how to make a good cup of tea. How do I make a proper cup of tea? Well, for us at Sipping Streams Tea Company, we actually won first place at the World Tea Expo for the top tea infusionist competition. And today I'm going to actually show you how to professionally make a perfect cup of tea. We also have a comment here that says, what time is it tonight? So Taylor, please reply to that person on Facebook about what time our session is tonight. So, technically, universally, globally, the perfect cup of tea is with 6 to 8 ounces, okay? 6 to 8 ounces of hot water for 2.5 grams. Write that down below. 2.5 grams, 6 to 8 ounces of water. Okay, so I'm going to actually be making some more ginseng oolong. I think I'm going to need a lot of ginseng oolong today. I drank ginseng oolong all yesterday while I went blueberry picking out in the wilderness, so I didn't have the best reliable cell phone service, but it has a lot of energy. It's an oolong tea. That oolong you can steep up to 8 times. I'm probably on my last steeping of this one, so I'm going to make some more for me. I'm going to want to have a gram scale if I can, to weigh it out exactly, and I want to tare my scale so that I weigh out 2.5 grams, okay? 2.5 grams. All right. And it's super dense. I only need a few little nuggets to make my 2.5 grams. And I want to have the perfect temperature. So if you look at day two of your workbook, you'll see in day 2 there's actually a steeping chart, kind of or right before in right at the end of day 1, there is a steeping chart that looks like this, that gives you a little hint of the times and the temperatures and everything like that. I know I love oolong teas too. Thank you so much, Laura. Now, I love senchas. I love all kinds of teas. I mean, the world of tea is so vast, right? That's why you're here right now. But the world of tea is so vast that when people say, I don't really like tea, I personally believe, you have just not experienced the perfect tea for you. Because there's literally hundreds of thousands of different types of tea out there. So there is bound to be one perfectly meant for you, but you just haven't discovered it yet. But that's why you're here. That's why you're here, to discover the whole world of tea. And I really hope you join me tonight in the Sipping Streams Tea Tribe or on YouTube tonight, because I'll be going over different kinds of tea beverages that there are that people just don't think of necessarily. So we got our 2.5 grams. And for my ginseng oolong, I want to use close to boiling water, about 195 degrees water. And then for this one, I want to steep it for about 2 to 3 minutes. Alexa, set a timer for 3 minutes. And what I'm gonna do is, after I'm done, I'm going to actually decant. Decant means strain out my ginseng oolong, and that will just be the first steeping. It will totally change and get a little bit stronger the second steeping. It'll get even stronger the third steeping. My favorite steeping of this one is probably the 4th or 5th steeping of the ginseng oolong. Isn't that crazy? To make a proper cup of tea, you need to use 2.5 grams, and you want to use it with about 6 to 8 ounces of liquid water at the correct temperature according to your tea that you're drinking. So pretty simple, not super complicated. You can make it as complicated as us when we competed at the World Tea Expo for the Top Tea Infusionist competition, because even the shape of your cup, the vessel, it could be even like yixing clay, it could be glass, it changes the temperature, it changes the olfactory experience with the shape. So it can be super complicated, but this is a pretty basic way. I'm just using porcelain right now, and I'm just going to make it as if I was professionally taste testing tea. And this is a universal standard all around the world that is used at all the different tea farms that I visit around the world. This is what's used for evaluating teas for competition. Like I said, we've won 11 international awards for our teas. So tea is better for you. And why is it better for you? So, what is better tea? Better tea is a much higher quality tea. And you might go, why does it matter if the tea is of low quality or not? I mean, does it actually matter? Well, most of the time when you pay for low quality tea, it is actually going to have more of the essential oils evaporated. It's going to be stale faster, quicker. Um, it might make a very strong first brew, but after that, there's no more flavor. You're just kind of drinking stale tea leaves, and you're not getting this continual perspective and this experience of slowing down, which when you look at tea drinkers, most of the time we are not very jittery and scatterbrained or anything like that. But the whole culture of tea is not just drinking tea, but the experience of tea and what it does to your soul, what it does to your mindset. No matter what you believe, but the act of making tea purposely slows you down to being aware of your temperature, to being aware of how much tea leaves you're using. Alexa, stop. So I'm going to decant my tea. You see beautiful color here, golden color. That was it. And then I can just slurp from the bowl or use a spoon and slurp it. And slurping. I know some of you might not be into slurping, but professionally taste testing tea around the world, you do slurp so you can fully experience the tea being sprayed across your entire palate. Hey Irene, thank you so much for joining us today. And it cools it down at the same time. So pretty simple to make a proper cup of tea. Follow the instructions. I gave you guidelines in the workbook. But not only that, when you have really good quality tea, you can see that they're whole leaves. Okay, unfortunately, you will not be able to see that these are whole leaves, but let me show you this other mug that I was drinking last night. So in this tea travel mug, you can see that it's clear, and you can see the whole leaf, the whole particles of those leaves. They actually open up and expand, and this is 2.5 grams, and look how big it got in this whole 10-ounce container. So that's a lot of tea leaves that were only for about 1 teaspoon of tea leaves. And you can re-steep it over and over again. It's better for you because it has more of the essential oils compacted in the tea leaves. And when you think of how tightly rolled certain tea leaves are, okay, these tea leaves hardly opened at all. They literally look like a rock or a pebble, okay? This is a full tea leaf, that will be about this big after it opens up completely. A very large tea leaf. And the water will slowly penetrate the inside of that crinkled, rolled up tea leaf. And when it does that, what happens is it's slowly extracting its essence, its flavor, its nutritional benefits, its essential oils, its aromas. It is slowly extracting it. So close to boil. Taking this tea specifically, it takes close to boil for 6 to 8 times. 6 to 8 times. So for this tea leaf, it is very tightly rolled, and that's a signal that it's a very high quality tea because it's tightly rolled. Why do you want something tightly rolled? Well, have you ever thought about vacuum sealing and how we keep our food so fresh, our salmon in our freezers so fresh because we suck the air out of that container? Well, hundreds of years ago, there was not plastic bags like we have nowadays, and there definitely were not vacuum sealers hundreds of years ago. How did they travel across the world on the Silk Road and keep their tea so fresh? Well, it's because they would have to roll the tea leaves extremely tightly so it self vacuum seals onto itself. So it self contains its essential oils and staying closed like this so that the air does not penetrate the inside of it and cause it to age and oxidize. That oxidation is oxygen reacting with whatever it is, that plant, that ingredient, and breaking down its essential oils, which is its freshness, which is correlated with its nutritional properties. Did you ever think about that? Oh, Laura has a great question. So if you have any questions at all, write them down below. I'm going to review some of your questions right now. Is the World Tea Expo open to the public? Nope. It unfortunately is not open to the public. It's only open to people in the tea industry. I've been a speaker several times at the World Tea Expo, and it was a great time. But members of the press are allowed to go. All right, we've got other people watching this morning. Oh, someone's smart speaker heard them. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. One person said, I'm a fan of the 1,000 Mile tea. Don't think there's a tea of yours I don't have. If it's not, I like this one. If it's not good quality, then it's mere just hot leaf juice. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Oh, here we got a question here. So can different teas be steeped at different amounts of time? Yes, different teas do steep at different amounts of time depending on what the tea type is. So you might have a tea that is just rinsed at first, like a nice high-end pour that's like from a compressed cake, and then steeped for 30 seconds, and then 30 seconds, and then 30 seconds, and then 1 minute. And now pu'er teas can be extremely complex depending on the type of pu'er it is. Pu'er is the 5th category of teas. It's aged like a wine. You can get it compressed. You can get it loose. You can get it raw. You can get it red. There are so many different ways that category of tea, of pu'er tea, or bolei cha in Chinese it would be called, that would have different steeping directions. Actually, that's a whole different complicated thing. I actually recently taught more about that in our Sip and Stream subscription box experience. We have one person said, my sister will drink jasmine pearls, but when it is in her little steeping, she says her leaves cannot properly expand, so she's not all. Oh, okay. So if her tea is in a very tight tea ball and she has jasmine pearls that expands to this big that has 3 leaves attached to it, those 3 leaves can't fully expand if it's in a tight little tea ball. So I actually don't prefer using a tea ball. I like something that my tea leaves can fully expand so the water can finally go in and penetrate all the essence, all the folds, all the surface area of the tea itself. Someone said, yes, some teas you will burn if you steep them in too hot of water. That is right. That is right. Oh, we have another one. Oh, Tammy says, okay, let me rephrase that. I usually steep 2 times, but she talks about 4 or 5 times. Yes. So I usually steep my tea up to 4, maybe 6 times and taste until they look like, they just taste like colored water. So there's no more flavor. And this ginseng oolong is different. This ginseng oolong, like I said, like the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, it still has a lot of flavor that will slowly release out of it. And that's why this one can be re-steeped up to 8 times. That's just incredibly insane. That's extremely tightly rolled. So don't waste good tea. How do you ensure your tea is the correct temperature when steeping? Well, at Sip and Stream's Tea Company, we always write all the instructions on the container. And then we have these amazing rare teas that we send out with our subscription box to our subscription box members. And sometimes they have no instructions at all. And it's just a surprise because you need to watch our live video teaching to learn the specific nuances of that specific tea. So how do you know? Well, in the tea world, you will experience all kinds of teas. Professional tea tasters, they know what is a good quality and a negative quality. Tea should not be bitter. It can be concentrated in cupping. Sometimes when we're professionally evaluating tea, we use boiling hot water for everything to have a full one-time extraction and a concentrated extraction to know all the flavors that can come out of it because we're used to comparing it that way for quality assurance, for finding out if there's certain minerals in the tea. Sometimes you can taste them so that heat extracts them. for knowing how long and how many times it can be steeped by evaluating the leaf color and so many things. And actually, we'll be covering more of that later on this week. So these are all really great questions. Keep sending them to me. Taylor is here. She'll be writing down all of your questions. So we definitely make sure we cover them through these 5 days of tea. But yeah, you also want to have a kettle that is at the right temperature. I have made tea for so long with a kettle with no thermometer, doesn't even whistle, and then I just put the thermometer in the hot water and I read the temperature. So I have taught myself how to evaluate the steam, the briskness of the steam, the sound of my particular kettle to know about what temperature it was, and this was about 195 degrees. It's so crazy, but at my tea house, I have gotten used to timing things. Like I know when our steamed dumplings are ready. I just have a feeling because I have trained myself, my internal timer for when certain things are ready. I just know certain things are certain temperatures as far as hot water are. And no, I don't like burnt tea either. I like to have my tea steeped at the proper temperature, but sometimes when I'm evaluating at a big tea factory, all the different batches of the tea, we use boiling hot water no matter what kind of tea it is because we literally have to taste like 25 different teas of the same batch, and we're looking for very specific nuances when we're professionally evaluating the batches of tea to look for certain characteristics that we want or for certain characteristics that we do not want. So yeah, all great questions. And then we have sold kettles that have a temperature set for the kettle itself, so it's easy to know what your temperature of your hot water is because you can program it to the exact temperature and it will tell you the exact temperature of your water that you're heating up. So you don't have to overheat your water and then let it cool down, etc., etc. Awesome. Great things. Oh my goodness. So how does good tea benefit you financially? Well, good tea can be re-steeped. It can be re-infused, and you don't need a lot of tea leaves. I mean, these tea leaves for was just this much for 2.5 grams. And this is going to make me 8 cups today. And it literally doesn't even look like opened up leaves because, well, it hasn't even opened up all the way. It hasn't fully infused and made me multiple cups of tea broth, as I like to call them. Because if you're not going to be consuming the tea leaves, you're kind of drinking a tea soup in some ways. But it tastes so good, and there's so many varieties of it. So in the end, when you're re-steeping really good quality tea, it's going to be very inexpensive. Now, have you thought about opening up your tea bags, ripping them open, and weighing out how many grams are in one tea bag, or how many grams it takes for you to weigh out in order to get a proper cup of tea? If you have a gram scale at home, I challenge you to use your store-bought tea bags and measure how many tea bags does it take to weigh out 2.5 grams, to weigh out one proper steeping of tea, right? One proper cup of tea. You might be completely blown away. It might take 5 tea bags. And when you're evaluating those tea leaves, you might be completely blown away that the tea leaves don't even look like tea leaves. There might be twigs in there might be some sticks, there might be some rocks and pebbles. Evaluate what you are drinking. Evaluate what you're drinking. Yes, we do have gram scales at sippingstreams.com or in our store, and Taylor can send a link to our gram scale link from our website. But definitely check that out, and it makes a huge difference of weighing out a proper serving of tea. And in the end, you could just be paying for packaging. I've gone to Costco before and it says like the serving of the tea and how much it costs per ounce. You know how it breaks it down for you sometimes? How much it is per ounce. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's 10 times the price of what we sell our teas from by the ounce. Because you're mostly paying for packaging, right? You're paying for the bag, you're paying for the tag, and you're paying for the overwrap. But when you buy loose leaf teas, you can control what you're drinking. You can see what it is. You can reinfuse it multiple times. And not only that, it's really good for the environment because A, you have less waste when you're using whole leaf teas without the tea bags. You're not paying for packaging. Now, us at Sipping Streams Tea Company, we also do sell teas for the purpose of convenience for people who've asked for it in the pyramid tea bags, and they are made of a compostable material. So our compostable material is still eco-friendly too, but there's a lot of tea bags out there that are not compostable that have weird toxic chemicals in their paper or the metal of their staple and things like that. So think about those things. But good tea, just loose leaf tea, is compostable and and it will just be absorbed and give nutrients to the soil or to your compost. Oh, I love this comment. Thank you very much. Awesome, awesome. Oh yeah, someone said I am looking at my tea bag and it looks like shredded up tea leaves. Did you know they're not actually shredded up tea leaves? So the grade of tea is auctioned off that way. So when they take the machine and the equipment, they're shaking out all these different size particles that go down the conveyor belt, and they're shaking the tea leaves so they get distributed to different size barrels or whatever it is, and they're going to be sold that way. So they're sorting the tea leaves by particle size, and whatever the leftover crushed up stuff is typically what will fit in a paper tea bag or a circle disc tea bag. Typically, is a much smaller size particle, and that's how they're able to make so many of them for a container because they don't take as much volume up. So it looks like you can drink. It comes with 50 bags of tea, but in the end, it's only 50 cups. It is not 200 cups of tea. So you might be mostly paying for paper and shredded up twigs and things like that. Wow, you guys are having so much fun on Facebook. There's all these tea puns going on. Hello, welcome so much for joining us on Instagram right now. So, good tea is good for the environment because less waste, and also it's compostable and can go back into the environment. It can benefit you financially because in the end, it's a very inexpensive cup of tea, and also you when you drink tea itself, it is 99.9% water, and so you're staying hydrated. So one of the big health benefits of tea that's very, very strong and powerful is hydration. Now we get a lot of people who say, oh, I heard tea dehydrates you because it has caffeine in it. Well, first of all, it does have caffeine in it. Tea, the Camellia sinensis plant, which would be classified as white tea, green tea, oolong, black, and pu'er. All those categories are from the Camellia sinensis plant. And yes, they naturally have caffeine occur in them. But at the same time, there's different components in the tea plant itself which are going to not make your body dehydrated as quickly as if you're drinking coffee. Coffee and tea are completely different plants. And have you ever thought about it? Have you ever seen somebody drink a cola soft drink, a cola soda, and say, oh, I can't drink that soda because it will dehydrate me? It still has a lot of caffeine in it. It could be some energy drink. It could be, a Mountain Dew or something, but you never hear those people complain that they will be dehydrated, right? So, when we're talking about the tea plant itself, there are other powerful components in it that help counterbalance the reaction of caffeine in you that are way different than the coffee plant that will actually keep you hydrated longer. Also, if you think about the medium, the liqueur of the tea itself, the medium of water is going to transport all those nutrients and extract them from the tea leaves, and now you're consuming them into your body, clumping up and hydrating your body's systems. Okay, hydration is very, very important for your body to function properly. It's like having oil in your car's engine. If there's no oil, it's going to overheat, it's going to break down. So when your body is dehydrated and doesn't have enough water in it, it's also different systems cannot function to its optimal level. So when you're drinking tea and rehydrating your body, you now have flow. You have space in your body to distribute the nutrients of the tea liqueur itself. Whoa. Did you ever think about that? Did you ever think about how powerful the tea beverage itself is in transporting the nutrients throughout your whole body? And now we're going to get more in depth with this. Just in case some of you have no idea why I'm speaking so in depth into the physiology of your body, my background is actually sports medicine. That was my very first career. That's what I studied in college. I was a double major in university. It was athletic training and physical education teaching K through 12. So I'm still a certified teacher. I used to be a high school teacher, but before then, I was a head athletic trainer for a high school where I did prevention. I did nutrition plans for athletes. I did exercise routines, and I also helped with emergency care. So if a football player or a volleyball player fell down or was bleeding, or had one person actually had an exploded appendix, I'm the first person on the scene to assess the emergency and to take the next steps of emergency care. Not only that, the physical therapy clinic I worked at, on the weekends, I would deal with the post-surgery patients. So their surgeon, their orthopedic surgeon, would bring them to the clinic, and I would be pulling off their bandages. I would be doing their wound care. I'd be changing out the bandages, taking out tubes, anything like that, depending if it was a knee surgery, shoulder surgery, or whatever it was. And then I would sit next to the surgeon while the surgeon explained to the patient what was going on and what their surgery looked like. They would actually be reviewing the video footage of the actual surgery. I would be sitting next to the surgeon doing their physical therapy for them immediately. Because the sooner you can take care of an injury and start rehabilitation, the faster you can heal. And so my background is pretty extensive in physiology and exercise science also. And my passion is to help you understand how tea also works in the body, but also how it works holistically, to understand that it is the psychological and the spiritual and the mindset that influences also the way we consume a component for healing in the body. Very, very powerful stuff. We have a lot of really funny comments here in Facebook right now. Okay, so are there any teas that you would not recommend ice? I like most of mine cold during warmer months. Nope, I would say drink all the iced tea that you want. Okay, there are different ways to make iced tea. There's different ways that you can brew or steep tea and make it cold, and there is not going to be that great of a difference unless you are going to be a hardcore athlete where you need to know the difference, or you are taking water consumption to the extreme to even notice that much of difference. I personally drink 1 gallon of tea a day. I actually have this growler that has a tea infuser in it, right? And I drink 2 of these a day. And in my tea travel mug, which I don't know if I can open very well here, in my tea travel mug, it actually has an infuser in it. And I can even brew it cold in here because this stays cold for 20 hours. So this is a great option for those of you who are interested in cold brew tea or iced tea and want to make it really simple and take it with you on the go for the rest of the day. I highly recommend a tea growler like this, and we have very few of them left on our website. But I drink about 2 of those a day in a normal day, at least. And for me, I personally don't like drinking water, flavored water. Yeah, I know, 1 gallon of tea a day. Seriously, that's a lot of tea. But I know that, for some people, they don't like drinking water. So tea is a great alternative for that. And if you're not adding any sugar, you're not adding any milk or anything like that, you actually have no calories that you're consuming, but you're getting all this nutrients, vitamin K, ECGC, different antioxidants. And so, you know, these methylxanthines and things like that that are so good for your body. Emily said, since I started drinking tea, I have not even desired coffee or the taste of coffee. I used to drink 1 to 2 pots of coffee a day. My skin no longer is dried out or cracking. Oh, wow, that's amazing, Emily. I drink a growler plus a quart of tea minimum now, and I feel so much better. No more stomach aches, jitters, or headaches. That's amazing. That is so, so amazing. Thank you so much, Emily, for sharing that with us. So, if any of you have any questions at all, write them down. Watch the replay if you get a chance, and answer your questions again on the replay. Taylor will be scouring all your messages. Don't forget, you can get notified on when I go live on Facebook by the link that we have, the Bitly link, so you can get notified. So every time I'm about to go live, you'll be notified so you don't miss a single live episode. Now, if you don't have time and you're working or it's midnight where you're watching from, because we have people from Norway, we have people from the UK, we have people from India and from Japan watching right now. Don't be afraid to watch the replays. The replays are all available until next Tuesday and they'll all be deleted. Why? Because I've invested my time with you to answer your questions. I cannot spend my time running my tea company and having this perpetual tea class go on forever and ever. I want you to get the most out of this time, to be focused, to be devoted, to have fun with other people who are just like you. This is your time right now to be participating and being active in the 5 days of tea. Now, don't forget to do your homework and post it on our unit section for day one's homework post. And also, if you're on YouTube or Instagram, you can share out your homework to me by emailing me, Jenny at sippingstreams.com. And don't forget that every time you do the challenges and the bonus challenges, you get bonus entries into our grand prize drawing that's happening this Thursday. So, first of all, you have to do all 3 days of your homework. And if you do the bonus challenges, you get extra entries into winning a full year's membership to our Sipping Stream subscription box experience. So you don't want to miss that out. And I also will be doing the drawing tonight for our first giveaway for today, and it was for those of you who shared out about our 5 days of tea challenge on your social media, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. I saw this posted in all kinds of places. Remember, I'm looking for your posts that say hashtag 5 days of tea. Taylor, write it down in the comments, please. We're needing the hashtag 5 days of tea. And how do we get to the unit section in the Facebook group? In the Facebook group, in order, hey, AK mom, how you get to the unit section in the Facebook group is that it will either, if you have the new Facebook like me, which I have no choice, the unit section is in the top, right? It's in the top. Select units and you'll see it scroll down and it will have a spot that says 5 days of tea, homework 1, post your homework here, okay? So we'll have that post soon and up. It's not up yet. I don't think it's up yet, but you could definitely get there in the unit section. If you have old original Facebook, it will be on the side. Click the units tab, and then it will expand to the 5 days of tea. Look for the 5 days of tea, and then you'll be able to post it there. We'll also mark it in the announcements. So Taylor, you need to make sure that there's a post that says, post your 5 days of tea homework here, and then everyone, you're supposed to comment your homework on that thread so we can check out your homework and that you've done it. And then any of your bonus challenges or your challenges, you need to make sure you hashtag 5 days of tea and hashtag sipping streams so we can find it on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and all those places on social media so you get credit for our big giveaway on Thursday. Now tonight I'll be giving away the summer grill and chill kit for those of you who had entered by sharing out the 5 days of tea on your social media. Tomorrow I'll be giving away one of my first tea sets that I still have, but I'll be giving it away tomorrow, and it's this cute little ceramic tea set that I'll be giving away for someone who does their homework. So definitely get your day one homework in. Now, what are the bonus challenges? And a picture of the homework totally works. Yeah, you can post a picture of your homework on the thread. Because some people, they don't have a computer, or you can type it up and put it in there. So today's challenge is to post a picture of your tools, of your tea tools for the 5 Days of Tea Transformational Challenge on your own personal social media, and make sure you hashtag us 5 Days of Tea and hashtag sipping streams. So if you have your own personal profile, make sure that post is posted publicly. If you have it on private setting or only of your friends, we cannot see it at sipping streams. So make sure if you post it on your own social media, like Facebook, if you put it on your own profile, that you make that post, that specific post, public so we can all see it and give you credit for it. If you post it on Instagram or Twitter, make sure you use the hashtags because it'll be really easy for us to find. But you do need to use those hashtags no matter what. Yes, no matter what. Very cool. Yes, awesome, YouTube. Thank you so much for participating. Bonus challenge. Bonus challenge number 2. So this is a challenge that you can do in order to get more brownie points, bonus points, to win the ultimate prize we're giving away on Thursday. Drink a caffeinated tea and we steep it multiple times. Tell your friends and family how you steeped your tea and how your experience was. Accountability is super important for making sure that you complete this challenge. Remember, it's only 5 days of your life for exponential growth, for exponential transformation on understanding the world of tea and how you yourself can change your life, your well-being, your mindset, right? Your health, your stress, decreasing stress, having better sleep. I know some of you have insomnia who are in this group. You have insomnia and you're like, I don't know how tea is going to work because I thought drinking coffee would help me sleep better, but it doesn't. Well, let me tell you something. I've been a coffee drinker since I was 4 years old. If you've read a copy of my book, The Essence of Tea, The Transformational Journey of a Tea Connoisseur, if you have read my book, which is also available on Amazon, you will know firsthand I completely understand the coffee drinking world because I've been drinking coffee since I was a little girl. And it's because I like the flavor of coffee. So when people say, well, I heard if I stop drinking coffee, it will help me sleep better. So I stopped and I tried drinking tea, and then I drank a bunch of tea and I didn't drink coffee, and it still didn't help me sleep. Well, let me tell you, we have one of the leading sleep doctors in the state, always recommending their patients to drink our teas or our ingredients or tisanes that we have, specifically because of the potency of the ingredients. So remember how I was telling you, not all teas are the same. How does good tea benefit you? The quality of the tea. The quality of the tea shows the impact of the results that you want. Let me say that again. The quality of the tea that you consume will reflect the impact of that ingredient. So if you want really good tea, or you want really good results, you have to have really good tea. If you have really good tea, you have really good results. And you can ask people over and over and over again in the Sipping Streams Tea Tribe, and they'll tell you the same thing. I have never had such good results until I met Jenny, and she broke it down and explained it to me and how these ingredients work and why they work. Quality reflects results, and they go hand in hand. So if you're wanting huge benefits in your health, definitely making sure you drink the best freshness because of storage, because of particle size, because of rolling process. The manufacturing process reflects the quality of your tea. So if you got time today, take out your gram scale, rip open those tea bags, find out how many tea bags it takes to make one proper serving of tea. Okay, so you've got today's challenge is to post a picture of your steeping tools. This challenge is for bonus points for the grand prize. And the bonus challenge is also to drink caffeinated tea and re-steep it multiple times and tell your friends and family your experience with that. So make sure that you post your homework in the homework section on Facebook or email it to me at Jenny at sippingstreams.com. Email it to me at Jenny at sippingstreams.com. Or if you are in the private Facebook group, post it in the unit section. So every day we will post a thread that says, day one's homework posted here. Every day we will have a thread in the private Facebook group that says, day one's homework posted here. Got that, Taylor? Hopefully you're going to post it up there after this session is over, and look for that thread. Sometimes it's delayed by an hour or two, or you can email me. But if you post it on the thread, it's a lot easier for me to see. I get literally hundreds of emails every day. So you can also message Taylor, and hopefully she'll be able to help you out. In fact, I know she'll be able to help you out. So go forth, digest what you learned today about how good tea benefits you physiologically, how it benefits your health, how it benefits your finances, and how it benefits your environment in being a natural product that returns back to the earth. It's an amazing gift. It came from the earth, it helps us heal, and then it can go back to the earth and recycle and go through that same cycle again. It's super, super powerful. Yes, don't worry about the lengths of your answers. It could be short, it could be long. It's for you. This is your transformational journey through tea. This is your experience. It does not matter what anybody else thinks. It's what you're going to get out of it. Being a former high school teacher, I've always told my students, you can compare yourself to everybody else, but in the end, it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter how you think somebody else thinks about you, because first of all, that's not healthy, and second of all, it's what you take out of life to make yourself a positive influence to your community and the rest of the world. So how you choose to grow internally is going to affect the world around you. And it does not matter what anybody says or thinks about your answers, as long as you're trying and you are learning and you are growing. I was bullied my whole life. I'm still bullied as an adult. I'm only 4'9". You might not be able to see me in my house, but I am only 4'9", first generation American, English not my first language. So those of you who are watching this video who speak Spanish and appreciate me breaking down and explaining this to you, I understand sometimes the terminology, the words, this is too much. And I grew up with parents who didn't have English as a first language either. They don't have a high school degree. They didn't graduate from school. They didn't even finish school. So most of the time I had to break it down to help them understand. And then I also grew up with a younger brother, 7 years younger than me, with autism and a learning disability and dyslexia and all these different things. And so there are things in his life that he cannot do. So, but understanding what he can get out of certain situations and learning experience is so powerful. Oh, someone said 0. Here, 4, 1. Oh, and a quarter. Maybe I shrunk some. I don't really know. So, anyways, thank you so much, everyone. I hope to catch you again tonight if you're in the Sipping Streams private Facebook group, the Sipping Streams Tea Tribe. There is a post already where you can click Remind Me. because I'll be going on tonight again. Forgot what time it is. I think it's 6 p.m. Alaska time, 7 p.m. Pacific time, and 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So some of you in Norway might be asleep. Some of you in the UK might be asleep. Some of you, other parts of the world might be asleep, which is okay. You can watch the replay until next Tuesday, which will all be erased. Let your friends and family know they can still sign up. Not too late. Go to bit.ly/5daysoftea. Share that with them. Oh, I'm a professional massage therapist who's half blind. Don't let anything stop you. Don't let anything stop you. And I've worked on huge professional athletes who are like 6'6". I'm trying to do their physical therapy, and I literally have to get on the table and do their exercises, their stretches, their massages, and just put my whole body weight into it because I'm so tiny. So thank you, everyone. Oh yes, live tonight, 6 p.m. Alaska Standard Time or 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Those are all the different time zones. Make sure you catch it live so you see what my giveaway is for today. Turn in your homework, post it on the thread that Taylor posted that says, day 1, post your homework here, right? Day 1, post your homework here. It will be eventually put into the unit section so you can look at everything in the unit section, clean and organized for you, and write all your questions. You don't want to miss this opportunity for me to answer all of your questions. Any questions you have about tea, health benefits of tea, exercise, nutrition, all those things, let us know right now so that we can start getting all those answers ready for you, okay? We want to be prepared. We want you to have an amazing, amazing time during these 5 days of Tea Transformational Challenge. I've already gotten questions about iron consumption and tea and all sorts of interesting physiological things that are out there that might be rumors, they might be myths, but I'll be letting you know more about it later this week. So if you think of anything at all, make sure you let us know. We're doing this for you. Taylor and I are doing this for you, and this is totally free, and it's our 1 week of devotion to you to give back to our community and the rest of the world. And we've seen huge changes in people's lives, in their pain control, in their health, and this is why we're doing this. This is a time where a lot of things are coming to light in how our world is. And it's a great time to reflect and make those changes. So I hope you join us again tonight. I can't wait to see you live. Thanks.